Greetings and welcome. This is Mind Over Number, and I am Karanda, spiritual coach, intuitive reader, and numerologist, clearing my space for this Life Path 6 reading. Alright. Before we get started, we give thanks to the Divine Mother, Father, God, who helps me interpret these messages in the way they are meant to be received. So if you are of negative orientation, I serve my highest good, you can stick around, but you won't like my energy at all. It is not good for you. If you don't know how to calculate your life path number, just add the single digits of your birth year to the single or double digit of your birth month, and add that to the single or double digit of your birth day. This is the method I use to find your tarot and astrological correspondence when I'm looking at your full numerology chart. So if you want to know more about my methods, as well as how to calculate your life path number, you can check out the numerology info playlist where I post all my numerology based videos. If you would ever like a full reading from me, where I look at your life path number, other core numbers such as your personality, your soul urge, your karmic numbers, your maturity numbers, your karmic numbers if you have them, your birthday number, your generational number, your pinnacle and challenge numbers, as well as your life cycles, ages 0 through 81, through the Divine Triangle Blueprint. All my information is in the description box below the video. With all that being said, your life path is what you came here to learn. It's also important when you are choosing a career, as it can help guide you to what you are mainly supposed to be doing in this incarnation. So if you are the life path of 6, you came here to learn the value of responsibility and service and love and domestication and creating harmony and balance within your personal as well as external environments. 6s are naturally very caring and take on a supportive role in their environment. So they're very peaceful and balanced, and they enjoy making a positive impact. So they struggle a lot of times with perfectionism, needing to have things a certain way before they can move forward. And they can also be overly responsible, have troubles saying no, setting boundaries, and also be very critical of themselves as well as others. So that is life path of 6. This specific reading is going to be centered around getting you from feeling heavy to whole within yourself. When you get to the point where you're physically tired, it's usually because your soul is tired. Tired of repeating a pattern or not learning a lesson or not stepping into your full truth and authenticity, right? The wholeness within yourself. So through this reading, hopefully I can help you pinpoint what is blocking you, what challenges you are facing, what you need to release in order to live more truthfully in accordance to your highest self. All right? I'm ready. So let's get set and let's go with this reading. All right, I rolled 8 here. And 8 is the number of power. It's also the number of managing your own authority with others. It's the number of as above, so below, meaning karma, right? The law of cause and effect. What you put into a situation is what you get out based upon the efforts that you put into it. So I'm going to get 8 cubes out of my Zodiac bag to help give you confirmation for this reading. Always take what resonates for you. Leave what does not. Do not make any situation fit. But if it does, that could be a sign and synchronicity for you. Now, these could be your signs, the signs of someone you are dealing with, or just important signs that are significant for this message, such as singing Capricorn, and that could mean Capricorn season or Capricorn energy. And Capricorn itself is about stability, power, right? Structure, your career. Cancer is an energy that talks about family. Aries, of course, is about authority, and Scorpio is about rebirth, transition. So take it as it resonates. We have the zodiac signs of Scorpio, Cancer, Capricorn, and Aries here. So these could be your signs, the signs of someone you are dealing with. We also have the time and space of July 23rd through August 22nd. And August 23rd through September 22nd. So something specific could have occurred during Leo and Virgo seasons. Has occurred, will occur, right? A significant event could be taking place then, or has taken place. This could be the time frame of your birthday or someone else. We also have the element of air and the fishies, the fish energy. And the fish energy is about fertility. It's also about intuition. It's also about our emotions. So with this air energy, I'm getting that we could potentially be in our head about starting something new, right? Bringing birth to a new idea, new concept, new insight. Just something new that will bring forth growth and abundance in some shape or form. Air also talks about communication. We could be struggling with communicating our feelings or using our intuition in some capacity to express ourselves more fully. We'll see. Before we get into the tarot, I'm going to get a message from the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle to help get a feel for this reading. So, message for Life Path 6. Message for my sixes. Okay. We got remember the Woobi with 36 on the card. So the age 36 could be significant. The life path 9, the age 9, the 9th month, or the 9th day of any month. Now, the number 36 here speaks about looking at past experiences when it comes to your responsibilities or your place inside of a family dynamic, related to how you communicate or express yourself. Or there could be a need to embrace your own self-expression and release and let go of something that is no longer working for you, right? Let's see what the book has to say about remember the Woobi. Woobi, woo, okay. Remember that blanket you had as a child? The one that comforted you with its mere touch? or the special stuffed animal or toy that connected you to your own ease. That is the Woobi, and it is the center of your belonging. Belonging is the center of the universe. Forget about the practical, adult world for a while. Embrace the Woobi. The books, films, poems, music, and nature that put you back in touch with your own nature, inspiring you to remember who you really are beyond your own circumstances. That is what's calling you right now. Answer: the Little Prince taught us that which is essential is invisible to the eye. Close your eyes to see. Tell reality to bite it. When you're ready to deal with it again, it'll be waiting for you. You'll always find proof of what you seek. So stop looking at all the ways you don't fit in. Refuse to take account of what displeases or hurts or frustrates you. Spend this time falling in love with all the ways you belong to the planet and to your sacred, gorgeous heart. I'm getting that Lion King energy, you know. Remember, Simba, who you are. Okay? Not what someone else told you you were. Okay? Maybe because of the circumstances of what happened in the past, you had to escape for a little while. But it's time for you to recognize your true strength and power. Okay, you can't be off in the forest with Simba and Pumbaa waving your head back and forth, side to side. You know, you may need to do that for a little while before you can find your true self again. And not to worry so much about taking some time off, because when it's time for you to step into your purpose, the universe will find a way to get you to wake up and move in your true authenticity. And that could be in the shape of, you know, another female lion calling you out on your BS. Name Nala. Let's see here. What are my life past sixes needing to release and let go at this time that is no longer serving them? Eight of Wands reversed. That is impulsive action. Doing something very quickly, very fast paced, and then regretting it later. Maybe there's a belief about needing to move on something very quickly, otherwise, you know, it's going to be gone. All right? If we don't move, it may not be there tomorrow. But the thing is that what is for you will always be for you. You are free to relax. Right? You don't have to chase the bag. The bag will come to you. If you're constantly chasing opportunities, you can lose sight of what really matters. You know, the Eight of Wands is also like a small tower moment. Okay, afraid to let something fall down because you feel like that if you don't do it, then it's not going to get done type of feeling. It's this fear of slowing down, you know, not, it's overall frustration because we're not seeing something being done as quickly as we would like it to be done. And so when something isn't done the way that we feel like it should be done in the time that it should be done, then we get an attitude. We get upset with other people. We get stressed out. Not realizing that other people are also on their own time. This is, I need to keep going. I need to keep moving. I need to keep working something over. But if you're constantly trying to make something work, the universe is going to push out delays because it's not meant to be done at that time. Right? When you're delayed, it's for a purpose. You know, if you're, I hate bringing this up now, but if you're on a plane and there's a delay in it taking off, it's for a reason, right? Somebody feels something isn't right and that it needs to be checked out. But if you were to go ahead and, you know, make moves when people are trying to do their routine checks and make sure that everything is safe, you can cause a big catastrophe or a small tower. So it's this energy or belief or habit that if something isn't done right away, that it's just gonna fall apart. But you know, that load of laundry, okay, that countertop, that those bills, um they're still gonna be there. I mean, if you don't pay your bills right away, sure, you may have to pay a late fee, but they're definitely not going anywhere. So it's always important to take care of the things you know you can manage, right? Sometimes we can place a level of importance on things that other people can actually take care of that we don't necessarily have to do. Okay. There's, I forget what it's called, but it's essentially just organizing your time into 4 blocks of important, not important, urgent, not urgent. And so the things that are important and urgent, right? Things that need to be taken care of, need to be done right away, we put this in this corner. And things that are important but not urgent, right? Things that we know we have to do, but we don't need to do them right now, you know, like getting groceries for the week or, you know, getting new shoes for, you know, our kid by the end of the month, right? It's important, but we don't need to do it right in that moment. And then we got what's not important and not urgent, but still needs to be done, you know, like sending out an email or clipping coupons or just small tedious things that don't need to be done, but you know, we get to it when we get to it. And the things that are important Or, what did I say? But there's another, I don't want to get too much into this, but I feel like I'm saying it for a reason. But there's things that are important that we can outsource to other people to do, right? That you don't necessarily have to do. Like, just small menial tasks that, people have assistants for. Maybe you don't have an assistant, but you can definitely, things that you can pay someone else to do and it still be done. You don't necessarily have to do it yourself, but you have the option of having someone else take care of it, right? So I feel like we need to get more organized within our chaos, as we could feel like there's a part of us that feels like we need to micromanage everything. That's also what I'm getting with that Eight of Wands. But let's see. Where can sixes be more receiving here? We got this Hermit, okay? And what is the Hermit? Okay, the Hermit is someone who has a lot of wisdom, has a lot of insight, has a lot of knowledge, has a lot of experience, okay? But the Hermit can also be secluded and closed off to the world because they feel understood as they see things from a higher perspective than everyone else around them. And so they are isolated from society, isolated from people, but they still hold or carry wisdom or intelligence with them, and they're able to hold that light up for other people to see. I feel like there's this overly independent need, or this feeling like you need to retreat from giving too much to others, even though you care very deeply. There's still this feeling of being misunderstood, or not feeling like other people will see things from your side. And this leads to miscommunication issues, because that is also the Eight of Wands energy, right? Miscommunication. But we have something to say. We have insight on something, but there's this fear of saying the wrong thing, or people not getting, perhaps we can have troubles with communication, or fears of, saying the wrong thing and it being taken completely out of context. But ultimately, people are going to believe whatever they want to believe about you, regardless of what you say. As long as you know that you're speaking from a place of good intentions, that's all you really can do. And if someone wants to take something out of context, you have to remind them of what you meant in the first place. Because even if you have good intentions, you could still not be clear when it comes to how you want something to be perceived. And so you have to teach and show others how you want things to be perceived, and that can be work in itself, right? Teaching, guiding. You have to remember to be the guide, right? Not simply do something for other people, but also show them. So what belief here needs to be rewritten for 6 to help them heal? What needs to be healed for 6? Page of Pentacles. The one who offers a gift, who offers a message, who offers something that should be seen by others. Okay, this is a giver of opportunities. Pentacles are always something physical. You know, this could be messages, this could be a document, this could be a gift. This is, you know, something financial, right? This could be a career. This is, it could be a picture, right? Something material, something physical. That's what pentacles are. You know, something grounded in earth, something practical. So there's a story run around in the background of 6's head that tells them that they need to constantly bring something practical, something tangible. They always have to be the giver, okay? they have to deliver the messages, they have to communicate, they have to keep putting something out. In order to maintain stability. What part? Okay. What part is ready for 6s to feel joy here? Ten of Wands. The part of yourself that is weighed down by all these obligations, by all these responsibilities, by all these projects, by all these things that have been put on your plate, right? This, an overload of stresses that need to be released. That part of yourself. It's time to really just take a deep breath. Really. Reclaim your peace. Be not afraid to get the help when you need the help. If someone's not doing something the way you want it to be done, don't be afraid to show and teach them as well, right? You don't have to necessarily be right behind them doing it, but trust them enough that they're capable of doing the thing in the first place. Especially if you hire a professional, right? Who has experience in the thing that you're paying them to do, let them do it. What is one step that 6s can do to help them move in the right direction here? Two of Cups. Reach out a cup. Equal give and take, okay? That's the Two of Cups. Form a partnership. Jesus. Be willing to give someone else an opportunity to show you something that you may not have, right? One final card from your highest self. What does Six's highest self want them to know? Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment. It is everything good on God's green earth. It is the sun. It is the water. It is the grass. It is songs. It is harmony. It is peace. It is happy home, happy dog, happy kids. We got this Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. It is the card of peace. It's a card of many gifts, many treasures. It's the renewal of emotional fulfillment as well. I feel like we're feeling tired of that feeling of always being the one to do everything. But you don't have to. It's potentially a lot of miscommunication, not being clear on your intentions on your part, which is causing an imbalance when it comes to your partnerships or connections or relationships or work even. Because you have a lot to offer here. And there's other people out there who also have something to offer, but you have to be willing to put out your own cup. This Page of Cups often talks about an apology or a small gesture, right? I'm sorry, I miss you. Someone, just sitting in the cup of their own emotional mess that they created, right? This is the Page of Cups, but it's also a proposal, right? It's an offer. It's letting someone know how you truly feel. It's embracing your creative expression without feeling weighed down by the practical, right? Trying to figure out how to make something happen You just don't have to do it all yourself. Reach out to family, reach out to friends. That's 10 of Cups energy. It's a community of people. It's a community of cups. That's what I'm getting with this 10 of Cups energy. You have a community of cups available to you. Just don't ghost the opportunity once it comes to you. Yeah, that's also Hermit energy. It's like, oh my god, this is too good to be true. Nope, retreat. Eight of Wands reverse. Going back, reverse. Like alright. What you got to say, Rebel Deck? Messages for 6. Okay. Be effing grateful. What the heck are you waiting for? Get that ish done. Now these fell out kind of crooked here. Eat your effing vegetables and don't effing force it. Ish could be so much worse. If you're waiting for a sign, well, here's your sign. Eat some ish made by Mother Nature and allow that ish to come to you, right? But I feel like with this, coming out sideways, we could be trying to force an outcome or force a change or force someone to see something the way that we want it to be seen. But it's important to just go with the flow with things, right? We can't force anything on anybody. We can't make someone see someone the way that we want them to see it. We have to lead by example and not through force, because that actually repels people. Ask the church. People have their own minds, their own thoughts, and we're all part of the same awareness. We're all different puzzle pieces that create the masterpiece that is God. So if someone isn't seeing something the way that you want them to see it, that could be a connection that's not meant to connect with you. But trying to cut them down or shut them down or make them feel less because they're making you feel less, that whole eye for an eye energy, or everybody's blind, right, is the rest of that. It's you can simply address the issue without being overly defensive or guarded. Get in tune with spirit. with Mother Nature. Okay? Focus more on your physical health or emotional well-being, because if you're constantly trying to upkeep certain things, then other parts of yourself can falter. You know, if we're constantly procrastinating or digesting things that are good for us, if we're consuming things mentally, physically, visually, smelling things, eating things, all five of your senses, touching things that are not going to benefit you, it's all connected. So if you're waiting for a sign, here's your sign. Okay, and remain in gratitude. Be thankful for the lessons, for the connections, for the opportunity to learn and know something that you didn't know, and not, getting an attitude because you couldn't do it. Or it's understanding that a situation is not always as bad as it seems. Like sometimes we have to experience the worst of something just to know how good we actually have it. One final I am card here for my life pad 6. I am attraction with a 27/9 on the card. So the 9th month or the 9th day of any month can be significant. The age 27 or the 27th day of any month. Now the 7 is the number of answers. Okay, it seeks knowledge, it seeks insight, it needs to reflect, it needs to rest. And 2 is the number of attraction, right? It's about duality, seeing two sides of a situation. So I feel like there's a need to take the time to go within and rest and reflect on everything that we've learned and know to be true in order to balance out a connection, a relationship, a partnership. This reduces down to a 9 energy, so this could talk about past issues. Okay, I am attraction. Like a magnet, what I put out into the world, I get back. If I lead with negativity, I receive negativity. If I lead with positivity, I receive positivity. Therefore, I choose to lead with positivity. I am attraction. Negative and positive are opposing polarities. Complementary, but opposing. Now we have many names for positive and negative, right? Up, down, left, right, hot, cold, masculine, and feminine. And feminine energy is the receiving energy. Negative, not as something bad, but it's the pulling, and the masculine energy is the positive energy, the pushing energy, the one that takes action, the movement. And the feminine energy has to be receiving, in order to transmute that action into something neutral, to produce, to create. And so when we're talking about genders, right, male and female produce that neutral energy, which is the child. When you have positive and negative energy, they produce neutrality. Hot and cold produce warmth. Up and down produce the middle ground. Okay? It produces that gray area where there are opportunities to create, right? If you have just someone producing something all the time and someone who is just resting, it creates a chaotic environment. Or someone who's just destroying but no one's building. It's chaos. But if you're creating, there's no space to create anything. So at some point in time, someone needs to come along and, well, tear something down, create some chaos, to give someone the opportunity to produce something new. But whatever you put into something is always what you're going to get back. So if you're approaching something with a lot of positive energy, okay, that can turn into toxic positivity real quick. If you're approaching something with too much negativity, that produces very toxic environments. So it's important to remain neutral in most circumstances if you can, and always lead with a more positive effect, right? If you can expect anything, expect nothing at all, but trust that whatever is going to happen is going to be for your highest good, right? There are no losses. It's all just an experience, an opportunity to win. Because the only way you lose is by giving up. I'm attraction. That is a message I got for you, 6. So if you got any insight or information from the reading, please like the video, leave a comment, let me know how you're feeling. If not, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for joining me, and I love you.